Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up in the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I'll stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. No, I'll stand my ground. And I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, darling, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one night in the world that keeps on pushing me around. Stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, no, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. Welcome to the Lost Begotten channel. I just figured out how to play that. So I hope it wasn't too horrible. But man, oh, Tom Petty. Now would be a good time for me to find Danny, so we could jam. So we can do the harmonic.
In my heart, and baby, down in my soul. You, baby, you can't take it no more. No, I know I'm walking out that door the way it treated me too many times before. Right there with you. I know I gotta keep you by my side today I've died. can't take a breath. I can't take it no more.
Good morning, Trumpet Knob, and welcome to the Last Begotten channel. Oh, that's not very clear, is it? If that updates, I'll move it back on top. Feel free to, speaking of which, feel free to say hello and introduce yourself. We'd love to hear from you. And welcome to Fake TV's The Lost Begotten channel. I am your host, of course, as always. Fake TV's The Actual Lost Begotten. Sean Morris, known in my 3rd grade year as Scene Morass. Yeah. Once I got older, it was kind of a name I wanted to have, but, well, didn't take. Once they realized the joke was on them, it just got old for them, I guess. But then that was like 15 schools later. Anyway. Morning, Mr. Conway. Today, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a minute before getting into anything in detail. I'm going to give it a minute for some more people to join, because I almost wanted to do a Google Hangout, but like, I don't know, this was easier. I already had the Final Fantasy video prepped, and then I was just like, looking now, there's 2 different conflicting reports, other than the single shooter thing, and the girl with the lady 45 minutes before saying you're all gonna die now. Oh my god. This whole thing is highly suspicious in some very, very disturbing ways. Like, you know how I basically said, if you wind up electing the people who were sent here to take down our government by accusing them of false flags and shit like that, oh, you're going to wind up with a bunch of similar incidents. Now, I take issue with the phrase false flag to begin with, because let me, as a very experienced exorcist, explain to you exactly why the Satanists use the term false flag. See, the more they can just rub your face in the truth while still deceiving you, the more they own your soul, and the more difficult it is for you to release your chains and free yourself from that bondage of bullshit. Now, basically, everything they've ever accused, you can expect from them. If they haven't done it already, it's around the corner. I mean, they've already started rounding people up And you might say, oh, but they have different color skin than me, and find yourself a little bit comforted. But you know, as they said, first they came for what was it? Just the migrants who were here illegally that had committed crimes. And I didn't speak for them because I wasn't a migrant and I hadn't committed a crime. Then they came for the migrants who hadn't committed crimes, but they were just here illegally. But I didn't commit a crime because I wasn't. If I was a migrant, I wasn't here illegally. Fuck them. I'm better than them. I don't have to speak out for them. They're beneath me. Then they came for the people who were naturalized citizens. And they've started to, by the way. They've started to. Come for my wife, you better bring yourself some fucking body bags. It's going to take waves of assaults to get my wife from me. That, you know, she's my wife, so I would assume that she's safe. But, you know, you didn't speak for legal migrants, naturalized citizens, basically Americans, as American as it gets. The only thing that makes you any different is that one day, a naturalized citizen had a baby, and they became your fucking ancestors. Okay, that's the only difference between a naturalized citizen and any of you. But you didn't speak for the naturalized citizen because you didn't consider yourself a naturalized citizen. Guess what? Every Native American considers you naturalized citizens, white man. But you didn't speak for the naturalized citizens because you weren't that. But then they came for their political opponents. They came for the progressives. Right at that moment, the fucking progressive banner from the progressive car commercial just showed up on my TV. That was priceless. I was deciding whether to say the socialists or the progressives, but they've kind of become the same thing, haven't they? Just talk to a progressive and ask them to tell you the underappreciated values of socialism. And I hope you got a long recording device. These things are different than Democrats. But you see, you know, well, Democrats are a majority party, and there's just progressives. And I'm not even a Democrat anyway, so I'm definitely not a progressive. So I'm not going to speak out for the Democrats when they come for for the progressives, because they're just socialists, right? They're just communists. I'm not going to speak for them when they come for them, because I'm not one of them. I'm a Republican. They're going to tie them all to terrorists. They're already trying to tie Antifa to this shooting incident. Oh, but you're not going to speak out for Antifa and their right to protest fascism because you're not a member of Antifa. It went up to 3 and for a while, and then 4, and then back down to 4, and then 2 as soon as I said that. I'm not a big fan of Antifa. I think they're rushing back just like every other similar fucking group, but most of them are just misguided, well-intended kids. If they come for Antifa, I'm going to speak for Antifa, but, you know, you wouldn't speak for Antifa because you're not Antifa. You're not a socialist. You're not a progressive. You hope they come all damn commies. All them Hillary Clinton mothers. So they came for the migrants with criminal records. They came for the migrants without criminal records. They came for the legal migrants. Then they came for the naturalized citizens. Then they started picking off their political opponents, and you didn't speak out for any of them. Then came a division. A third party. Under the person in power. For the purpose of that power. And they took power by going after the Democrats and getting Republican votes. And then after they got their election under that party name and held power, the Democrats cried foul. And then something bad happens. And the Democrats are blamed. And then they come for the Democrats. Oh yes, they come for the Democrats. If you didn't register from Democrat to this third party, they're coming for you. They want to know why. But you're still a Republican. You didn't speak for the Democrats. Oh, we can still have a two-party system without the Democrats. It'll be Republicans and these wackos. At least we're all conservatives, blah, blah, blah. At least we're mostly white men, blah, blah, blah. They don't say that. They don't even think that, but they feel it in their feelings. You didn't speak for the Democrats because you weren't a Democrat. Then they come for you. They say, "Wait a minute, but I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative too. I have the same values as you, but you're not like us. You don't understand that Russia is good. You don't understand that Washington is bad. They're going to come for you just for being pro-American, just for not wanting to shame your own country. They're going to come for you. And who's going to speak for you? There's not going to be anyone left. Because when their time came, you didn't speak for them. And now no one is there to speak for you. Resist before it's too late. So anyways, going to keep my TV on standby. Currently just watching NBC on the local station.
So the question is, if you're not happy with what has happened, your individual obligation as a citizen is to organize on the other side. And that's possible as well. The NRA has a lot of money, obviously.
And they're talking about the NRA. Okay. So, what do y'all think? Because I'm just going over what I've seen in my head. Okay. So, I have the first audio that I heard, which conflicted, in my opinion, with the reports of a single gunman. Okay. Because what I heard was two different rates of fire. Good morning, Emily. Good morning again, Max. Good morning, Sean. Thanks for joining. I'm not going to be clipping video. I thought we could all just watch the fish tank and discuss. But, so what you hear is two different rates of fire in nearly overlapping succession. Or possibly overlapping succession. I couldn't really tell whether or not both of those weapons were discharging at the same time, but it sounded like it was at one fire rate and then it sped up. And then you have, consistent with the possibility of two shooters, two holes in the window over there. Now, in addition to this, there's little conspiracy channels getting way too many fucking views. You know, why don't they get suppressed? I often wonder. But hundreds of thousands of views talking about a possible gunman on the 4th floor, a possible gunman on the 12th floor, and they're showing video of flashes supposedly caught by someone's cell phone. Now, Russian video manipulation is a very serious business for them. It's very quick. It's very they're very good at it. They have a lot of experience at it. They can put stuff that's very convincing out in a very short amount of time. Shit, I wish I had some food to be stress eating. 3 cookies left. I have to eat those in a second. Sure. But anyways. So, you can overlay on the videos that they're showing, you know, just like I can overlay this. Like, okay, let me just demonstrate for a second how easily they can fake what they've done. Alright, wrong thing. Why am I in that one? It's not even the thing I was trying to grab. It's not even the thing that's highlighted. Yeah, highlighting the camera. The fucking camera. Alright. So, not quite. Yeah, it's like, oh look, there's bullets flashing in my aquarium, you know. Now, let me get a lighter that doesn't have fluid in it. Normally I would have plenty. Hey look, I'm shooting at the screen. See what I'm saying? I don't have a black backdrop or anything, you know. All I would need is just whatever. I mean, and I'm not even saying they did it this way. I'm just showing one easy way of doing it. Hey look, there's some fucking, insert the audio. My flame angel's got a machine gun. My flame angel's got a machine gun. Okay? So, I'm not going with this whole theory of there were different shooters on different floors. There would be somebody would have taken you know, like a photo. It would have gotten leaked out somehow. Let's see here.
The Kleenex and the Tylenol and the aspirin sitting there on the couch. I'm in my fish tank. Okay, I'm sorry. Not really appropriate for the subject matter, Sean. And there's some random person singing on the TV. Anyways.
So, psychically, I got the impression of delight from somebody who had synced up audio with the video of the fourth floor shooter thing. So I really think that's a hoax. Then I hear about this 12th floor thing, and my wife said she saw a video of it. But I really get another impression that one guy turned on the other guy. And this was supposed to be a way for him to get out of his debt. The guy owed a whole bunch of money to casinos around town. Probably owed money to the mob. And this might have been allegedly the way he was going to get out of the debt. Okay? They were either going to kill him or kill his family or something. But this guy, whose body they supposedly found, and I'm not sure that they found it, he might have been leveraged. Okay? Something seriously leveraged him. And the other person there was a special operator. Probably an international, and probably very well trained. Just like, no matter how big a crowd is, there's still more empty space than people, you know? Like, once people start trying to get the hell out of there, right? And there were over 600 people. There were 600 people hit. Almost 600 people. 527 injured, plus 59 dead last I saw. And I really, I don't know about this whole idea of being a modified semi-automatic. Because what I heard was like an AK-74 and an AK-107. One after the other. And the reason why I thought maybe it was just one gun and 107 is because there's a enhanced gas discharge recoil resisting mechanism in the 107, and I've never fired it, but I was thinking maybe it like spools up and kind of increases the rate of fire. I was just trying to rationalize it, you know. But it makes a lot more sense the more I kind of analyze what I heard. That one was a AK-74 and one was an AK-107, and a 107, frankly, would be a good choice for that job because of that anti-recoil mechanism. If you're shooting down, you don't want a gun that's gonna, push back up on you. Shrapnel, yeah, there'd be a lot of ricochets, that's for sure. Kind of an odd coincidence, the timing of the Final Fantasy video that I did yesterday with me and High Road operation. It's the part of the whole long saga video game where there's just a whole bunch of people fucking slaughtered. Not necessarily hollow points. Bullets hitting concrete at that velocity, especially considering the downward angle, there wouldn't be much slow down at the long distance. Those bullets would have been semi-molten upon impact on concrete, and then the ones that weren't molten would have turned the concrete into shrapnel. Basically created little craters, and the shards of concrete would have gone up and hit people. So yeah, not necessarily hollow points. And I'm not really that versed on modern ammo. I know there's a lot of new ammo that I don't know about, but for a fully automatic, hollow points, not a good idea. Just generally speaking, you want a little time between your hollow point rounds, or else you're going to wind up with a hollow face. Now I'm sitting there thinking, like, well, if you do it like incendiary and just put like a hollow point every 3 rounds, that's a lot of extra work for the extra kick. But I don't think it would be necessary. You don't really do more than what's necessary. But I think the most interesting thing I found about this, other than the girl that they interviewed, and they keep on showing clips of her. It doesn't look like the media wants to keep this a secret. It looks like they're being told to keep this a secret, because they keep on showing other clips of that same girl from that interview. Okay, on like the little, here's what's going on update kind of things. They keep on showing little clips of her, even on TV just now a few minutes ago. And she said that 45 minutes before any of the shots were fired, that there was this older lady in an argument with another lady and had told her and was telling everyone else as she left, as she was being escorted out, that they were all going to die. You're all going to die soon. That's really fucking creepy. Okay. But then you have Shilliverse reports. That's, the useless Russian-paid, mostly, channels on here that just kind of echo chamber Russian propaganda, but also are used to incite little conspiracies themselves. Talking about Antifa literature. The guy, okay, let's just picture this. I'm sure the FBI isn't fucking stupid enough to not see through this, if this is the case. But supposedly the guy going to a hotel to ambush a large crowd of civilians brought political material with him that would tie him back to the people responsible. The guy wasn't a political person. He did have a huge gambling debt. Know anybody who owns casinos? Know anybody involved with the mafia who owns casinos? Who would benefit from, another big gun debate, more division in the country, just a generally shocked and terrified populace? You know anybody like that? I think I have a picture of somebody like that somewhere in my graphics. I know it's here somewhere. I don't know if I'll ever be able to think of who it is without this graphic. Who could it be? I wonder. Let's see. Owns casinos, involved with the mafia, involved with possibly Russian weapon suppliers. Would benefit, would benefit from a terrorist attack. Might enjoy the clamp down, the increase in power. Might not be anything new to this person to benefit from a terrorist attack. I wonder who could it be. Possibly even someone involved with conspiracy channels who had for decades accused the United States government of similar attacks, of being behind similar attacks. But while these people point the finger, there are many, many fingers pointing back at them. Like their involvement with the Russian government, their involvement with the mafia, and their involvement with the Seventh-day Adventist cult. Very interesting, isn't it? He saw one guy hit that created shrapnel that hit two other people. No. You read from a witness. What website was this witness on? And just think about the credibility of that statement. Okay. He saw, while all this was going on, he had time to watch another person get hit and observe where that bullet went, or that other people were hit not by other bullets, but by the shrapnel from that bullet. you consider that to be a credible statement in general? I don't. You know, I got 20/20 vision and a hyper mentality, and I can hardly see myself being capable of that kind of observation in those kind of moments. And I've been in those kind of moments. Okay. Since I was 9 years old. I grew up in a war zone called the Fifth Ward. Fuck. Shit, after my parents got divorced, we lived there just long enough to escape there, basically. Then I wound up in Sharpstown. Oh, that was much better. Sharpstown was less handguns and knives and more, fully automatics. Anyways, I better stop talking about Houston before it floods again. I'm kidding. That time, I'm kidding. So yeah, the last few Final Fantasy uploads have been, or streams have been, the cinematic movie version of kind of a fairy tale retelling of what happened 2,000 years ago. And, people like to search a lot for the lost civilization. And they call it this and that, the Lanteans and the... What's some of the other new words they got for them? Oh, fucking stupid. The Moo people or whatever. The ancient civilization that they're hiding from you was Gaelic. It was a Proto-Latin, later to be known as European, international race of shepherds. And they lived with other races. They traveled to and from other places. And oh my god, the fucking food commercials on this television are driving me crazy. Okay, oh my god. Headache. Ow. Hunger. Oh, fuck. So anyways, what the hell are we talking about? Coffee. Yes, coffee. No. I'm going to drink some. So, Trump Mafia. Psyop. Man, I want them to claim to identify what these weapons are. Tell me they're not fucking Russian made. I want them to claim that these aren't Russian made weapons. And the reason why, here's the sticker, okay? This is what you're all wondering about. What's with this fucking old lady 45 minutes before? That's why you're watching this video, hoping I know. Well, I do. And it's not going to make it any better. Man, it's really not. Let's see if I can find a graphic for this, because it's a lot to just try to explain. You see, while tracking Ukraine and figuring out what was going on there, and that our country was in danger, and realizing that there were going to be few heroes left to save it in the face of a powerful and very organized enemy. Wherever they would go, wherever they would send their forces or their psychological operations, and boy did they send a lot of them. There was something else that always popped up. A crone. Always. A crone. Always an old bitch with a bad attitude. And don't you dare fuck with her. She's in charge. So that young girl, and I'm sure many FBI agents are mystified right now. What the hell is that about? What does that mean? How do we connect that? It's very easy. Crone. Bunch of men military age and an old lady kicking the shit out of a Ukrainian in his own country. And just like I said, guess who they're coming for next? An old lady knew what was about to happen and was not only confident and bitchy enough to say what she said, but, and this is where you can discern her identity as a crone, but She acted without regard to consequence. Okay, now understand that a crone is in charge, and that nobody is going to tell them they did something wrong. And only a crone, if involved in an operation like this, only a crone would get away with acting like that. So she fits identity-wise, she fits psychological profile-wise, and she fits within the scope of her actions as far as her hierarchy in the command structure goes. This is all consistent with the possibility of a Russian coordinated terror operation meant to take the heat off of Donald Trump and help him maintain power. Because the people there, a lot of them are probably the type of people who voted for Trump but are on the fence about whether or not they need him. Now they're going to try to blame this on Antifa. It couldn't be more perfectly planned as far as the effect and the intent. They even had the event in the shadow of that big old pyramid, whatever the fuck it is out there in Vegas, this big black fucking pyramid with the all-seeing eye. Yes, very interesting how fairy tales always warn of bitchy old ladies. Yep, they're crones. They work with the fucking army of Satan, you know? Something worth warning of. I still never found the graphic that I wanted to show. That funky old bitch's face. I had this one photo of a crone in Ukraine, and she just looked like fucking demon possessed, man. She looked like 87, 20, like years old, like fucking, she was, man. Oh, the Luxor. Oh, okay. So that's gonna help their Illuminati conspiracy bullshit. Okay. You get the all-seeing eye in the background. Oh, it's the Illuminati and Antifa trying to take over and take our president from us. Brr. Yeah, I got you. So yeah. Any questions? Until further evidence comes out, I don't see any reason why there should be two more vantage points that are lower. I think those are just fake videos just to build distrust in the news media. But the news media is being controlled as far as what they can tell you. They're being asked not to say certain things because those certain things could impede the investigation. As far as what they're not telling you right now. Okay. If the guy killed himself, and there's another person, or if the guy didn't kill himself and got away, either way, they would want to say the guy killed himself. Why? The best way to make somebody who's on the run feel either comfortable or confused enough to make a mistake is to announce that you've already killed them. Okay? I repeat, the best way to make somebody a fugitive wanted for a very serious crime, to make sure that they are either confused or comfortable. You announce that they are dead. Whether confused or comfortable, this will increase the likelihood that they will make a mistake and you'll be able to find them. So that's why the media is not telling the whole story. And rightly so. The media should not tell the whole story when we're having an active investigation. And I hate that I call it media. News, the press, the news. He's identified the name of the hotel from his experience in the wonderful world of Grand Theft Auto. Very good, sir. Very good. You know, I can't get past the morally appalling aspect of that game, but whenever I see someone driving around in a car, I want to go do the jumps. I used to watch people play that. I'm like, oh, really? Jeez. It's a little over the top. Just a little. No, but as long as you know better. Whatever. But, you know, somebody's having a problem getting rid of other demons, and they wanted, like, to know what source was letting it in and helping them remain weak. Why don't you take a break from playing that fucked up video game for a while? Just a break. Limit yourself. Only right after a bad day at work. Yes. How's that progress? It's what? Daddy waited till he finished our school. He went to Hollywood, got a tattoo. He never could have to. The future was wide. Future was wide. Future was wide. His leather jacket. Is there a second chord right there, or does it just stay on E? They both met movie stars, partied and mingled. There ain't a record that I don't single. The future was wide. wife wants me to learn American Girl. Those long progressions are always really easy. Oh yeah. Hey look there, I learned it on the drums for you. Oh yeah. Alright. Take it easy, baby. Look at last on night. She is an American girl. I need to listen to it. Just can't remember it well enough. It's been a while. Anyways. Kira actually got to hang out with his wife for like quite some time in the VIP section at the concert in 2002. So she got to hang out with Tom Petty's wife during the concert. That's pretty cool right there. He came in here earlier and sat down on the couch the way most people just, tend to invite themselves in, pop down, start bullshitting with me. Kind of bitching because, people were showing the pictures of him when he was old. He wanted pictures of him when he was younger showing. It's like, I was a sexy beast back in the day. And nobody knows how funny he was. Tom Petty apparently, I didn't know this either, but he would do like a Gary Busey impression to make fun of his own fucking teeth. Like self-deprecating. I didn't know that about him. And apparently a big giggler too. Apparently a big giggler. Didn't know that about him either. But then again, like, it wouldn't be surprising, because, like, most front guys, like, obviously I'm a front guy, I'm sitting here fucking playing guitar and singing. Most front guys tend to be witty. They tend to be funny. They tend to, like, to tell stories and to, entertain a crowd in more ways than just one. It's usually that kind of hostness kind of is what gets them towards the performance art that they choose to begin with, Anyway. Robin Williams actually prefers to be the genie. Says it makes it easier to travel. I'm not sure what he means by that. But, anyways. Talking to dead people is fun. Whether you want to or not. Anyways. I don't do medium stuff, but, For somebody I wanted to meet my whole life, when they die, they're gonna know it. Then they're gonna come make fun of me for it. Usually how it plays out. It's not how you'd probably guess that it plays out, but that's how it plays out. I just thought for a second that it's probably not what most people think. Yes, and actually, it was Tom Petty who told me how to play the fucking song. Or like I wouldn't have guessed to go. What was it? I would have never guessed to start at E. And like, I was like, well, hey, if you're really Tom Petty, tell me what fucking chord to start at. He's like, oh man, you go E to D and A and then to G. And I tried it, and it fucking worked. Like seriously, that's how I learned that fucking song just now. Sound like it was in the right key and everything. That trips me out, come to think of it. Now I'm going through songs that he likes that aren't his song. He's like trying to get me to play something else that isn't him. I'm like, but you're the one who died, so I gotta play Tom Petty music. It's like, I can't play Shameless. Apparently he likes country music. Oh, you didn't like it till you got older. Okay. I thought I Won't Back Down was pretty appropriate for this video. Because we here at the Lost Begotten channel we resist. You're tripped out that you're not more tripped out by this. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to stretch the limits of objectivity and see like if I can delete that knowledge for just a second and figure out how would I've gone about figuring that out by ear. I might have gotten to E, but I probably would have tried to start it at D, and that would have just gone horribly. Yeah, I don't think I could have got it. I just came over. I guess I could, not try to play with the hand that's holding the cigarette. That was a mistake. Out in the Great Wide Open. Remember when that music video came out first? Like I saw the premiere. I saw the premiere of that on MTV. It came out over the summer, and I was home from school or something, I'm sure. And I remember watching that video and thinking, maybe I could be a rock star when I grow up. I got my first guitar that I could actually play when I was 14. Up until that point, I had an acoustic that had just whittled down its number of strings over the years. And I would sit there on my 2 remaining strings and go. And then I figured out octaves. Well, yeah, I actually played them, you know. Instead of screwing them up that fucking easy shit. I was just sitting there thinking, those are the 2 strings I had. An E string and a D string. And my sister's ex-boyfriend popped my G string. And, you know, that was a source for giggles for a while. He popped my G string. Well, what were you doing wearing a G string? Anyways. Flossing? Oh, damn it. Apparently the stream went dark from talking about G strings. I will use the magical word on it. Banana! No, all that did would cause it to go down from 5 to 4. Apparently, somebody didn't like my banana in my G string. I mean, banana hammock? I mean, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah. Make the internet go better. Be better. Be better, internet. Be better. Okay. Sun getting brighter doesn't help. Oh, that helped. Oh, well, in that case, thank you. Snap my fingers. Sun got brighter. Looked up from the red line. Looked back from the sun. Stream was green. Okay. That's how weird it is to be me. Forward yesterday makes me want to stay. What they said was real makes me want to steal. Living under house, yes, I'm living out of mouse. All's I've got is time, got no meaning, just a rhyme. Take time with a wounded hand, 'cause it likes to heal. Take time with a wounded hand, 'cause I like to steal. Take time with a wounded hand, 'cause it likes to heal. I like to steal, I'm half the man I used. I feel as the dawn fades away. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. So I feel as the dawn fades. Well, I'm half the man man I used to be. Yes, I feel as the dawn fades. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Half the man I used to be. Feeling uninspired, think I'll start a fire. Everybody run, Bobby's got a gun. Think you're kinda neat that she tells me I'm a freak. Friends don't mean a thing, guess I'll leave it up to me. Take time with a wounded hand, 'cause it likes to heal. Take time with a wounded hand, guess it likes to steal. Take time with a wounded hand, 'cause it likes to heal. I like to steal. I'm half the man I used to be. Yes, I feel as the dawn fades. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Yes, I feel as the dawn fades. Well, I'm half the man I used to be. Yes, I feel as the dawn fades to gray. Half the man I used to be. Half the man I used to be. Yeah, that was an ending of sorts. Kitten, what do you think? She's sleeping. She doesn't give a fuck. Okay. Well, I just decided to play that song for no reason, didn't I? I should probably put the guitar away before I start playing other stupid shit. There was another one. There. That's about all the fucking dual banjos I can play. Except for, like, with a banjo player. Then I could duel them, you know. You got a banjo, Max? That's you come down here, buy a banjo, and then we need to find Danny fucking play harmonica for us, because how the fuck are we gonna find another harmonica player like that? Jesus Christ, man was born to fucking play a harp. Early morning, down in New Orleans. Early morning, down in New Orleans. Well, I had nothing but trouble, if you know what I mean. Oh, this feeling remains to be seen. So I'm coming to you there with some cold-hearted news. I got the cold-hearted blues. Feeling trouble down on me over nothing nobody could see. Something happened, have mercy on me. Bye baby, I ain't ready to leave, 'cause I got the cold-hearted blues. Please have mercy on me, baby, I got nothing to lose. I got the cold-hearted blues. So man, I got the cold-hearted blues. Yeah. Help me, mama, help me please. Help me, darling, leave me be. Now I'm asking, have mercy on me. Bye baby, I ain't ready to leave. I'm coming to you with some cold-hearted blues. I've got the cold-hearted blues. Please have mercy on me, baby, I got nothing to lose. I got the cold-hearted blues. I got the cold-hearted blues. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, slightly modified version. Because I screwed up and played it off. Anyway. That song was not meant to be sang by me. That song was meant to be sang by Danny. Yeah, I screwed it up. Yeah, I screwed it up. Anyway. Ooh, look, a fish tank. Judging by how I had to strain for the higher notes on that, I probably have my guitar actually tuned properly as opposed to the normal step down that I prefer. I always figured if you don't screw up a little, you don't really have the blues, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I got to play down in New Orleans with some old black men. That's where it's at right there. Go in and sit in a fucking jam session. Alright, so I think it's time to get to the game before I need to take a fucking nap here. I think we've pretty much figured out as much as we figured out as far as what happened there in Vegas and why it's staying there in Vegas. And on that bombshell, it's time to end the broadcast. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for joining me in the chat. Thanks for hanging out.
I'm going on, oh, I'm going